We had a lot of fun. This week's been great. We came into this, with not much experience in the lab part of things. We have a fair amount of experience in the last year or so into the full arch, and really scaling that from the clinical side of things. But learning a lot now on the lab thing. The lab part of it is really kind of our next steps in our adventure and our experience and journey through the full arch business. The design portion was great. I come from a IT background and it kind of made me a little more comfortable, doing that kind of thing. But I did enjoy learning from them, and I think they did a really good job of breaking it down. But at the same time, I'm glad that they had the amount of backup and support staff that they did that were kind of floating around. That really helped, because I didn't feel like a lot of times when you go to courses like this, they have one high-level trainer and either maybe one other person that can help. With the amount of people that we had, I think we had, easily had 15, 20 people in the room. We probably had 6 to 8, people that could help. So that really helped. The design portion, I think I really actually like the fact that it can go bad. The way that they designed it, it could have gone two ways. They wasn't as structured in the way that they kind of had that part of it, the itinerary kind of in the course outline kind of done. So we could do basic cases because everybody was at different levels of experience. And so from the design standpoint, we could start from the basic case that we started on at the very beginning and continue to practice on it, which is really good, versus those that had more experience or had a little more courage to move forward could go on to doing more high-level things. And even we're offering at the end, one-on-one for expert level advice and things like that for special cases or even customized cases that they're doing back home. Yeah, the design portion was overall, when you think about jumping in head first into designing full arches without any experience, it's kind of daunting, because the software that's involved, takes a lot of, patience, and a lot of times when people are, training on these things, they're training for, years, if not, multiple years before they feel, comfortable doing this. And so the learning curve is steep, but if you're willing to do it and you have, the initiative and the right people around you, I think that it's doable. And so I really appreciate their patience for one, and then the ability to help people kind of at different levels, throughout their experience. The media finishing part has gone well. I think that it's also, lends itself to kind of being, as needed, kind of how, self-paced basically. And so there's less people available, it seems, for kind of getting experience with that, but I would say that it was plenty and sufficient. So we had 2 main trainers and main experts, and then we had one other or maybe 2 other people just floating around, and I think that it was sufficient enough for what we needed. And I think people got a lot of value out of it, especially us that have never had any experience with it or very limited experience. The more we do, the better. So it's just a matter of getting in, and it just kind of helps having the ability to do the experience and have the practice, but at the same time having somebody to kind of be behind you to help you when you get stuck, and kind of move you along. So that's a very loaded question, but the finishing part. So easy. I wouldn't say easy. None of it comes easy to us at this part. Ask me in 2 years, but I would say, the finishing part itself, I think overall was well structured, and I think that the opportunities to practice on different different things avails itself to letting someone kind of start small and then work on a full arch. Other courses that I've been to, they only offered us to work on up to like a 4-unit bridge or a 4-unit piece of zirconia, which so having the ability to work on a full arch really kind of brings that together and helps kind of see not only where we need more practice, but also helps us see the time that it takes in the process that it's going to help, or how long it's going to take through our workflows. Some of the best things that I've learned at the course include really, I mean, honestly, the best thing I learned of the course is the networking involved with, meeting new people where they are in the process of doing full arch, procedures in-house and doing the lab work, and making those connections, what's working for them, what's not working for them. And then, the technical side of things, I really enjoyed meeting the people and that they're down to earth and that they're really humble and they're really willing to help everyone, and it's not here to judge anyone by where they are or anything like that. And I feel like they do a really good job here of, helping you through your process and and meeting you where you are. Yeah, so I think I would definitely recommend this course to somebody that's learning more design and finishing. There's probably more value to it on the beginner side of it, honestly. But I think that you could also get a lot of benefit from somebody to hone their skills from the small amount of pearls that they might learn, that, because when you're working in your own lab, you only know what you know, and so what you see in front of you it may be different. So coming to a course like this and seeing the skills and the different techniques that some people use, and you can take little pieces of that back to your own facility, your own lab, and be able to use that, in your own processes. And so I think that there's a lot of value for someone in different levels of expertise. Yeah, I would say that overall it definitely exceeds expectations. Not being a FAM alumni and not have taken the flagship Full Arch Master's course at this time or yet, we plan to take it, but I would say that I didn't have any understanding of what to expect. So it's great to. I think that we definitely got the value that we would want to see out of it. Some courses you have a lot higher expectations, and you leave maybe with a little bit less than what you thought you'd gotten. I feel like here it's worth it, because I feel like you can get as much or as little out of this course as you want. So if you really want to get more out of it, then you can squeeze the juice a little bit more. And so it's kind of one of those courses where if you want to put more effort into it and learn more, then you can. So the teachers of the course, I really enjoyed getting to know them, and everybody, the personalities of the teachers of the course, kind of, you can see that in the way they do things too, with teaching, their techniques, involved with their labor and their skills. And so it's good to have different personalities, but also that means comes with different ways of doing things. And so you have to balance that and kind of see which of those. I think everyone can kind of meet someone here that's an expert that has similar skills to themselves or a similar way of doing things, and they can learn a lot from that. Yeah, so I think the facility is great. I think they do a good job. They're very, they took care of everything that we could ask for, and so I think that they provided everything that we need. And I think from a facility standpoint, I wouldn't recommend any other changes. Appreciate it, everything that everybody's done. Everyone's been so personable and so friendly here. The food is awesome. Can't forget that. But I also want to appreciate all the staff that makes all this happen. From a business owner myself, I know that none of this would happen without all the support staff and everyone else working to kind of create the common goal to come together and make all this work. So I really appreciate it.